6% withdrawal rate. That's what we're going to look at right now. 6% withdrawal rate in your retirement. This is going to be fun. So let's dive into this. This is my man Daniel Coulbert had designed a spreadsheet with Monte Carlo in here, and lots of different things going on. I'll share with you his spreadsheet right here, and we'll run the historical numbers. We're using what I'm using right now, which is a 6.5% rate of return, a 17.5% standard deviation. This is what I use in Right Capital, because I follow the Vanguard Capital Models market to some degree, and I think 6.5% for stocks, 17.5% for standard deviation is a good place, a conservative basis to plant your flag and see how the things shake out in the future. So that's what we're using. We're using a historical inflation rate starting in 1926. 30 years is what we're shooting for in 1,000 different simulations. All right. So the average amount of money we had left was $193,000. The median is really what we're looking for, $32,000. So 50% of the time, or we had more than $32,000. 50% of the time, we had less than $32,000. 5% of the time, we had negative $196,000. Obviously, you can't have negative numbers, but that's basically, you can understand that. Say, look, 5% of the time, we had less than $196,000. 25% of the time we had negative $68,000. Again, it's in red because I got to design, I messed around with it to get it in red so you can see what the negative numbers were. So 25% of the time we had negative $68,000, zero. 5% of the time we had negative $196,000. 75% of the time we had at least no more than $250,000. That's what that says. So 75% of the time we had no more than $250,000. 95% of the time we had no more than 1.06 million, or 1.076 million. That's fine. That's all good. That it's skewed towards the positive direction, and the reason we know that's because of median. So it's skewed towards you had money when you died. More than half the time, with 6% adjusted with inflation, you had money when you died. I hope that makes sense. The maximum amount we had was $4.879 million, a far outlier. The minimum amount we had was negative $488,000, a significant outlier as well. So we kind of throw those away. I'd actually throw the 5 and 95% of ones away as well. Negative results, we ran out of money 44% of the time. So 56% of the time, we still had money left. Taking 6% a year adjusted for inflation. Crazy. All right, so let's look. So we can see we got years 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We go all the way over to year 30. And like, for instance, you can see in year 18, we ran out of money here. And you can I love this stuff. I can look at this all day long. And let's actually make this a little bit smaller. Let's make it 75. And so what you're seeing here is, actually, I could probably make this. Yeah, there we go. Sweet. So here's a year right here. So here's one. And we ran out of money in year 11. Ran out of money year 11. Ran out of money in year 7 right there. Ran out of money year 10 right there. So you can see this, right? So ran out of money in year 11. Year 11. Look at that. But the vast majority of time, I mean, look at that, man. It's just pretty cool. Again, this is 6% a year. Year 10, year 10, year 11, year 12, year 10, year 6. So a couple of times we ran out of money year 6 and 7. 12, 12, 12, 12. A bunch of 12s. 11, 11, 12. 12, 11, 12, 11, 10. So basically 6% a year, you're almost assured you're going to get your money have your money last for 10 years. In fact, so I ran these numbers. Okay. I did that just like I'm showing you here. And I said, what is the results? I said, at 6%, we had 7 times we ran out of money in 10 years. So 7 out of 1,000 times we ran out of money in 10 years. So basically, it's pretty good odds that you're going to have your money last for 10 years. 51 times, not percent, 51 times you had money your money ran out in 15 years. So it's a 5% chance your money ran out in 15 years. So if we look at kind of going back to this right here, we have the 5%. So 5% of the time you had a negative $196,000. 5% of the time you had 1.076 million. On the other hand, 5% of the time you ran out of money within 15 years. All right, so we can do like that, 15 years. Pretty cool. I think that stuff's pretty cool. 5% of the time you had money, your money lasted for 15 years. I think that's pretty good odds because the vast majority of us are not going to live 30 years of retirement. They're just not. Now, 15 years might be too low. All right, 20 years, 165 times out of 1,000, 16.5% did your money ran out in 20 years. 16.5%. All right. Oops. Let's go up here. 5%. What's that even know? Is that 1% or something? 0.7%? Yeah. All right. In 25 years, 32% of the time, your money ran out in 20 years. And in 41% of the time, your money ran out in 30 years. I actually think those are pretty good odds. I mean, I'm willing to say, look, if I last 20 years at 6%, I mean, that's... and I only got a 16% chance to run out of money, I'm pretty comfortable with that. And again, we're using what happens with these Monte Carlos. The first year here, we started with 100,000. Here's 8, so we're down 51% the first year. Look at that, down to 44, 44, 46, 43, 29, 25. Where this 861? Where this? And this is just random sequence of events. And I ran out of money in year 17. Look at that. I mean, what's the likelihood your very first year of retirement you're going to hit a 51% buzzsaw, down, up a little bit. Again, we're still taking 6% a year adjusted for inflation, down to $25,000 in year 7. Let's see what we got here. So we got that's 49. That's 51%. Some years you go way up. Here's 116, 138. Here's 69,000. Let's take a look. But then we had the following year jumped like crazy. That didn't run out of money at all. So even though we're down 31% the first year, because the next year we freaking got, look at that. It went 69, 93, 71, 57, 62, 51, 58, 71. Then we had a couple, and that did not run out of money, even though we had a 31% decline in the first year. That's nuts. All right, let's see. I want to see that. 49 is the lowest so far. We had 59 there, and then we run out of money in year 11. Yeah, because we got skunked 20, 8, 13, 8, and then we're done. I saw. I'm sure there's a way to find out if anything is less than 65,000. I don't know how to do it. I mean, 49,000 because I'm looking at 49,000, the lowest for the first. We had right there, I saw 49,000 someplace in there. Anyway, that was the lowest that I've seen in here so far. I'm not going to have you guys, there's 61,000, 59,000. All right, just bear with me just a second. I'm just curious. 84, 52. All right, let's see here. 52. We ran out of money. Never, look at that. 52, we never ran out of money. Isn't that crazy? 52, 55, 58, 59, 59, 47, 46, 52, 57, 73. And that's, again, taking 6%. I mean, so we're down 48% that first year and never ran out of money. Crazy. 55. I bet we ran out of money there in year 12. Anyway, so that's fun. All right, so let's keep going back. Let's go back to Daniel's thing here. So this is the historic numbers here, all right? So we got 12.1%. So we're using the S&P 500 going back to 1926. 12.1% is your average rate of return. So basically almost twice what I'm using. 19.7% standard deviation. So a little bit higher standard deviation, but not much. So let's go to 1,000 here. And then we're just going to see how many times we ran out of money. Well, that's a 4%. Let's do, we'll change that to 6%. It's loading 22%. We want 6%, so -6. And you can buy this from Daniel, just Daniel Coolbert on YouTube, and I'll put a link in the show notes. Anyway, so we got now we're taking 6,000 a year out, adjusted for inflation. The inflation is going back to 1926. Now this is much different than what I just used because we're using almost a double rate of return with a little bit higher standard deviation. And you can see right here, 25% of the time, we still had $281,000 left. So using historical numbers, we only ran out of money 9 times, or 9% of the times. That's 6%. That's historical numbers, all right? Now, that's not, I would not use these historical numbers in my projections because I don't think they're legit. I don't think you should consider that you're going to get a 12.1% average rate of return on the S&P 500. I think that's way too aggressive. I'm not saying you can't. I don't think that's good. I don't use future the past. I use future projections with Monte Carlo. But look at that. So 5% of the time you had negative 94,000. 5% of the time you also had 6 million. Right, and that's historical numbers. So how many people sat there? I think we got a histogram on here. Let's see. Yeah, you got this histogram. Yeah, look at that. 154 times are between negative 463 and up 108. Clicking. There you go. 209. So almost 30% of the time we went 108 and 681, and then 20. Why did I click it, man? Oh, there we go. I just got to hover over it. Okay, cool. Then 15s, we'll say 16% of the time we're between 681,000 and 1.25 million. That's pretty good odds. That's a 6%. Look at that. I mean, that's pretty good odds, man. Historically. What happens if we hit refresh? Will it change it around? Let's see. I bet it will. Let's hit refresh and see if it changes around. And let's see. Is it still loading? Loading. Oops, going the wrong way. Still 9%. Oh, same. It's at the same. Oh, it's still working. Okay, gotcha. Is it? Did it work? I thought it would change it around. I thought it did change it around. Let's do it again. Oh, that was. I just saw a cool chart. Let's see what that was. That was pretty cool. It's still working here. Still loading. I guess that doesn't change. All right, so I saw something that looked pretty cool. All right, here's the numbers. Okay, there's notes, custom inflated expenses. Ooh, so it gives you. Oh, look at that! It's fantastic. A how-to thing. I can play a histogram. Here we go. Here's another histogram. That's the used. There's a log. You can look at a video a guy subscribed to on YouTube about Google Sheets. It's pretty cool. Go to Monte Carlo. Let's see. Returns and inflation. Oops. Is it read only? Is that the histogram? Yeah. I thought it, I don't know, I think that did change. I have to, if Dan wants to, if he watches, if he wants to add, let's see, median is 1.665 million. Let's go back. What if I change it here? What happens here? Median 1.6. Why is it? I just keep showing that chart. Where did the chart go? I gotta go over here or something like that. Yeah, this is pretty cool. I love this stuff, as you can tell, and you probably do too. If you watch my channel, you're probably a spreadsheet geek. I can tell you that. Oh yeah, right here. There we go. First 50 results. I love charts like that. That is cool. Look at that. So, Carl, I think we already looked at that. Yeah. All right. So I think it does change the numbers though. Let's see. I look at year 24. We get 84,000. I could have sworn it does. 84,000 year 24. It might not. We'll see. I could have sworn it did though. So let's look at year 84. Or 24, excuse me. Oops. Still got the same numbers. I thought it changed it. All right. Anyway, either way. So we still have 1,000 different scenarios. You ran out of money 9% of the time on 6%. That seems pretty cool to me, if you ask me. We can change this around. Let's go to, if you want to go to Wellington Fund. Oh, look at all this stuff in here. I mean, does it got the Nikkei in here? Here's Wellington. Let's do. Oh yeah, so he's definitely asked. So that's not going to be valid because it doesn't start from 1926. So we want to change this to. I mean, again, the problem is using historical. Yeah, invalid. We got to change that to 1930. Using historical data is. I just don't think you should. I think you need to use create your own numbers. And here's the average return, the average standard deviation. So 6% a year on Wellington, starting in 1930. How many times have run out of money? 6% of the time. I mean, that's just, that's adjusted with inflation. Now, it did run out of money. I mean, 6% of the time. It's not like you were safe, but I would take that any day of the week. Anyway, so that's fun. So I like doing this stuff, and you can all kinds of different things you can do to change this around in terms of. I think I just cut and pasted here. I cut the paste special. I don't really feel like changing this right here for the time being, but let's just do one other. Does it got the Nikkei in here? I don't think it does. Let's see here. Let's do long-term government bonds. There you go. How far back does that go? That might say invalid, 1930. Let's see. How far back does it go back? Okay, I'll go to 1926. So long-term bonds at 6.1% was the average rate of return, 9.9% standard deviation. No way you're getting that. I'm telling you right now. Yeah, 27% of the time we're out of money. So even that's not bad for a $1,000 withdrawal based on inflation. Again, inflation back then from 1926 on was low for the first 15 years. So just keep that in mind. Anyway, so don't be. Hey, let's actually go to Dan's YouTube channel. Hold on a second. Let me pause it. So here's Dan's YouTube channel. There's his handsome face. Lots of good stuff on here. Lots of good stuff. And of course, if you buy his software, let's go here. Let's see. Where's his about? Yeah, right here. 55e.com. Okay. www.55e.com. Is it 55e? No. There's got a broken link there, brother. Anyway, reach out to him. You can just comment on one of his channels right here on his video. Right here, HTP 55E. There we go, HTP. All right, he's got to change that. So taxes, bucket strategy, all these are available. I can't remember how much he cost for these guys, but let's take a look at bucket strategy. Monte Carlo right here. Yeah, I think $30. It's fantastic, man. That's what we just did right there. So it's great. So anyway, I highly recommend you get that. I'm a big fan because it'll show you that 6% a year withdrawal rate, while riskier, you're not crazy. We're talking for thinking that. And of course, if you're down 50% the first year, you're gonna have to tighten the belt. Shocking. All right, love to hear your thoughts. We'll see you.